Okay, Eoin and Leahy, 16th of March, call out. So the first thing was the heat pump, the lights flicker when it switches on, like there's a high current. I started and stopped the heat pump several times, and the flicker, we watched the lights with Teresa, and the flicker was just normal, it wasn't excessive. I also measured the current that the heat pump was consuming, and that was 21 amps, and that would be normal as well, and there's nothing wrong there. And I also listened to the heat pump, and it sounds good. It doesn't sound rough like it's getting old and drawing a lot of current, so everything seems fine there. So the problem is possibly that the heat pump starts when either the grid is low or there is another high power appliance on at the time, which causes an additional load surge and a drop in the lights and voltage when it starts. We did notice, I did notice there were a couple of times that the heat pump went to start and it failed to start, but then that fault went away. It looks like there may be some kind of intermittent fault with the soft start, in that sometimes it gets a signal to start but doesn't start, and then it tries again a few minutes later and away it goes. In one instance it was 15 minutes, it tried 3 times before it finally started, but that problem seems to have gone away now. I started it several times again. So that's the heat pump flicker and all that. The filter, I've checked the filter here at the top, and that's a small bit of dirt in it, nothing excessive, and there's no air in the air vent, that's fine. The expansion vessel I would normally check, but the pressure in the system is fine. Is it just under 2 bar? And since it's been like that for nearly 10 years now, I decided not to drain it down and fill it again. And the expansion vessel I checked is 1.6, so that's probably okay. But in the event that we were draining down the system at a later date, I'd check it, but it's probably fine now. So that's the filter, expansion vessels, and finally the solar. Everything outside looks fine with the solar. I've gone through, the first thing then is the pressure. The pressure is actually grand once it's above 2 bar, so we'll leave well enough alone. There is a hand pump here and some spare fluid in the event that it needed to be manually primed through this point here in the future, but that takes some time. And so the pressure's fine. And the final thing I did was I checked through the settings on the solar, and they all seem fine apart from one. I changed CN equal to +2, which is a frost protection mode, just in case the fluid has degraded. I just switched that on, and I can send through the settings, which I have a sheet here to Eoin or Teresa later. That's it in summary. All seems fine. The one thing on the high power to notice is that this circulation pump circulates hot water around your house to the taps, and that timer is on all the time, so that might want to be put back on timed. So maybe I'll just do that now, and it will mean that the hot water takes longer to come from the tap, but that will be costing quite a bit of money to keep that circulating, the hot water, all the time.